What if a major retail behemoth from the US wanted to enter the UK marketplace? If you're a brand, what does that mean?
Means you got options all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's not just Amazon. And plus, when they come in, there'll be a different big splash.
Because I think a lot of sellers feel that they're treated very second class, really badly. Amazon can get away with that because no one else is courting them. What are you going to do?
Hey squad, quick side note, we know that more than 80% of you are not subscribed. The more people who subscribe, the more content we can create for you. And the happier we'll be here. Hey team, welcome to an episode of Upside where we talk all things marketplaces. In this episode, we're doing a hypothetical. We're doing a thought experiment. And we want to kind of just map out what this might look like, and we'll tell you why we're doing this thought experiment in a second. What if a major retail behemoth from the US wanted to enter the UK marketplace? What would that look like? That's the thought experiment. And let's talk through that.
This is a dream scenario, right? We're talking about someone that would be big enough to come in and actually compete with Amazon so that we weren't completely and utterly beholden to them, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they weren't a necessary evil that they sometimes be referred to as, but rather they were one of various options.
So some sort of more wholesome alternative to Amazon.
Well, I was about to say size matters, but yeah, a wholesome alternative. So let's say it was Walmart.
That's a behemoth. And it's somewhat wholesome.
And it's somewhat wholesome. So what if they wanted to enter the UK marketplace? What would that look like? What would that entail? And I think it's probably worth discussing that, because even today they announced that they're going to enter the South African marketplace, right? So they're going to have physical stores in South Africa. Walmart is entering with branded ones as well. So we know they're going to South Africa. They're already in Chile. They're in Canada. They're in Mexico.
And they're physically in store and online. We know these things. We do not know that is their plan for the UK. However, we have
a suspicion.
We have a suspicion. I think
we have reason to believe. So, reasons to believe, number one, we were just at Seller Summit, the UK one. It's the first one ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And they were emphasizing quite heavily their commitment to the market.
Yeah. We also know that they've taken out two floors of office space in central London.
Yes.
That's enough space for quite a large team. A larger team than you would need, I would suggest, if you were simply
just having a remote office.
Yeah, having a remote office helping UK suppliers to sell into the US. Definitely overkill for that.
Yes. We get the vibe that there's a definite expansion opportunity or intention coming from them.
Yeah, I suspect. Well. I mean, looking at the announcement in South Africa, kind of bringing all of this together and seeing how committed they were. They brought over a lot of people for the summit.
Yeah.
Really senior people.
Quite a few VPs.
So my feeling is that they're definitely looking to take a challenge or a step towards Amazon and take some market share from them, not just in the US. And I think if you look at what's happened in the US over the last 12 months, they must be feeling that their one biggest weakness compared to Amazon's got this global footprint that builds in some resilience and redundancy for them that Walmart doesn't have if they just stay in the US.
Plus, this is a big plan. This is not like the kind of thing you go, oh, Trump's in office, oh, there's tariffs, oh, we're going to go international.
No, I think you're right. I think this was planned years.
It's just kind of like
years in the making.
Accelerated or catalyzed it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hypothetical. What would that look like? You were saying earlier that you reckon they will do physical stores.
I think they have to. Their key advantage is the physical stores because they have the processes and the technology to make that work super efficiently. That's where they're strongest. Okay. They're not strongest online. That's a really important point, I think, to make. They're not. They know it and they admit it. They always say their strength is omnichannel.
And it's good for returns, right? So like you don't like a product, you don't have to take it to a post office, you just take it to a store or a post office.
So they're going to need an infrastructure in place and that would take a lot of time and cost to build. So rather buy it, right?
Yeah, but so my thing on this is, of them buying an existing incumbent is one, which one would they buy? They already bought Asda and then they sold it.
But that was 6-7 years ago, so...
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago they sold it. It was like
but they had. You can see that strategically they've changed their plans since they sold it. Maybe Asda didn't give Walmart what they needed.
South Africa, they're talking about branded stores. There will be actually Walmart stores in South Africa.
And I suspect that's what we'll see in the UK. That's my suspicion. Again, we don't know any of this. I suspect it. So who could they buy? There's a few brands there that they could.
Yeah. Well, if it's grocery retailers, I actually don't think there is one.
What about John Lewis?
Yeah, I don't think so. So
Okay.
this is my theory. We discussed it before. My theory on John Lewis not being the right one is because yes, they're running a loss, but two, their customer base is more higher end than their core customer base in the US, and therefore you can't force high end people to buy down.
But they don't necessarily need to do that, right? So they can keep that John Lewis brand for that, but they buy the infrastructure and then they put the rest of their stock in place.
Yeah, but they need the branded stores. The whole thing's the branded stores, right?
All right. So who else is on the market? I mean, Marks and Spencer's could be interesting.
And then yes, and so my thing on Marks and Spencer's is M&S is too British.
Okay.
And so the optics of them buying a US company, the US company, buying like what are the UK standard ones? M&S is definitely one because it's just a historic factor.
Yeah.
And it's a department
Do you
store.
think there'll be like pushback if they bought a British brand of that magnitude, that significance?
And then go, M&S no longer exists. It's getting wiped out. It is now going to be Walmart.
I mean, my feeling is that they'll do some degree of co-branding. But okay, what else could they be looking at? Could they be looking at a player like Ocado?
No physical stores.
Yeah, I know, but that could give them their online, right? So maybe that, like you said, what they want doesn't exist. They have to buy two parts and bring them together.
I'm sure they could buy up some stores or just force their way in. I don't know. The physical part of it, I don't understand. I don't know what they would do. Maybe they go to non-grocery and buy something that's not in grocery, like a whole bunch of B&Qs or something.
There are so many options. It'd be interesting to see. I'm sure if anyone wants to get in on this, make suggestions. But the point being that that's their strength. That's where their processes lie. Yeah, when you think about it, there's quite a few ways they could go. They've got the systems and processes that if they bought a company that's doing that and is struggling a bit,
they need the sites.
They get the sites, but by putting their processes in place, they immediately increase the value of that as well.
Okay, so let's say the argument for physical stores exists, and that's going to happen. Online is easy to expand into.
Don't forget, when you're going to be competing with FBA, lots of fulfillment centers.
But there'll be fulfillment. They could do that.
They can bring that.
It's not like you need a high street physical store. That's a lot harder to get scarcity than that one.
True.
So get those together. What does that mean for brands, people at home? What does that mean? So, all right, if you're a brand, what does that mean?
It means you got options all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's not just Amazon. And plus, when they come in, there'll be a different big splash. There will be traffic that's going to go there.
I agree. I mean, look, their key thing is going to be getting customers first of all, right? But I think they can do that, especially if they do buy a major player or the next biggest players. So Sainsbury's, Argos, just saying. But if they buy another player and they've got those customers, what it means is that as a seller, as a brand, suddenly we don't have all our eggs in one basket when it comes to a marketplace in the UK.
Yeah, and you need to kind of very quickly expand onto the second marketplace because my feeling is if they come in, traffic will go there. Yeah. Like they'll definitely get traffic because the amount of splash this will make, there'll be people that are going to go there. So number one, what does it mean for you? It's going to be one, you're going to have options.
Yeah.
But two, you need to be ready to get on there pretty quickly. Three, you need additional ad budget.
Yeah, but hopefully if it's, I mean, you're talking on greenfield sites, so there's lots of, again, first mover advantage here. We saw that with Amazon. I think that's definitely going to exist with Walmart.
Yeah.
So get in there quickly.
But then I think it also means it's an easier segue to expand internationally. So you could, similar to the strategy we have here with you're on Amazon here, then you can expand internationally. I think the next same logical move would be, I've got the UK, I understand the Walmart platform, I understand how to sell on here. Cool, I've got a presence. Hopefully Walmart will do something around reviews, mapping over internationally, and then move into the US or their other spaces.
I think the key bits, international expansions kind of existed prior, but now it's not just if you've got Amazon, Walmart in more and more international markets, then it allows you to split that risk between the two. You can decide where you hold your stock and do that side of things. But more importantly, if something happens to one listing and it goes down, at least you don't have everything relying on
it's
that.
everything in one space. Maybe Amazon seller support will be improved. They'll be like, we can't have such crap seller support. Maybe a little bit better.
Yeah, well, actually, I think that's the other point we haven't talked about. Well, how does Amazon respond to this, right?
Yeah.
Because suddenly because I think a lot of sellers feel that they're treated very second class, right?
Absolutely.
Really badly. And Amazon can get away with that because no one else is courting them. What are you going to do? Now, all of a sudden, there's a little bit of competition. The point that when we were at the summit, there was really coming across is that Walmart were saying
about being friendly.
We're friendly. We're human.
We're nice people.
You can talk to us.
Yeah.
I mean, they were, some of them
Yeah.
handing out their mobile numbers and going, look, just call me. If you have an issue, call me.
Yeah.
Never seen that before with Amazon.
Well, in the early days, you did.
It's a fair
Early
point,
days you did.
actually.
This is the
That,
thing.
in the
And
really
it's
early
the
days,
risk of
that did
scale.
occur. Yeah.
Exactly.
But you got two of them up against each other fighting, then that could actually be really good news for
And
sellers.
competition is good.
Yeah. So for brands, for sellers, this could be really, really good. This is
So
what we've been waiting for, potentially.
Our overall position on this hypothetical scenario
Still hypothetical.
is this is a good thing, and we hope it happens.
So if you've got views, Leon?
Yeah, I've got a question. Do you think Walmart will do a better job than TikTok in trying to take on Amazon?
Yes.
I think they already are. In the US,
Yes.
they're doing a better job than TikTok.
I think it's also just because, like, when you think, if I put the two together, and there's a bit of geopolitical stuff in there, but I'd be like, Walmart, bit more equity and trust, bigger brand, and I want to get involved in that. It's from the US. British culture is more inclined to there. TikTok is like young social media and Chinese, which, and not my view, but my feeling is that will generally be viewed, there'll be more negative emotions tied to that.
Yeah, I think Walmart have got a lot at stake on their brand and their brand equity, so they don't want to risk that. So they have to stay true to their word.
I enjoyed having that hypothetical with you, Zamir, and friends. So cool. If you have any thoughts, comments, drop them in. We're keen to hear what your views are. We genuinely read them all the time. So cool. Let's wrap there. One love.
One love.